Welcome, how you doing? Hope you're all doing well. Really quick video to explain the last video. All about Saudi Arabia and the whole Saudi League, the human rights issues, violations, that sort of thing that are going on. And the whole subject is sports washing. Everyone's talking about it. Like I said, it's so that you look over here, but you don't look over here. And 81 public executions, followed by, I think they've had another 5 since then. In sport in general, it's always things like politics and sport, people say never mixes. But at some point, you've got to really sort of ask questions. And I think that's where this Saudi Golf League has caused so many problems, because clearly the only question that was on the mind of most of these players was money. And they're not short of money, so they want more money and more money. And Sky News did cover the fact that, paying somebody 150 million to actually play in a league, times that by how many they want to play, and then various amounts of money. It's not to grow the game, it's to own the game by buying it. Now, the history of the game, the greats, the tournaments, I mean, that's why everyone plays golf, takes up golf. Because the game is so old. It's, one of the oldest games in the world. Not that I'm saying a new league or leagues or competitions or anything. In place of or in competition with the tours is a bad thing. But the tours and the history of the game, well, that's where it all came from, Greg Norman's still pushing away with this Saudi League thing, and the thing is, he's got these tournaments coming up, and if you remember back to darts and the two leagues of darts and the breakaway darts, and then you were banned from playing in the league because you either played in one or you play in the other. Member one, if you play in that one, can't be a member here. Well, who's he going to get to play in this competition? It's supposedly a team event, 4-man team, rumours are. They're talking about the London Club, things like that. They're talking about big venues. They're talking about prize funds of 150 million upwards. No cut. And I don't know, are they going to try and make it like celebrities as well playing in these things? Again, it's where do you stand on this? You either stand and take the side that you feel that it's not the right thing to do, or you take the money and you play in it. And I know most of you out there probably don't give two stuffs and couldn't care less. And the reason I mentioned Performance 54 Management Group is because they are Saudi owned, Saudi backed, Saudi based, and they have partnerships with the most amazing list of clients, including big corporate clients like Titleist. It's listed on their page. It looks like they're one of their clients. So Titleist, if you're not, well, come out and say you're not. Or if you are, come out and say you are. They've got loads of other players listed on their site as well. You can go and check that site out. I might actually put some pictures in of the site, and you can check for yourself. And the reason I mentioned Performance 54 is the YouTube thing, right? The YouTube thing is annoying me, and it is annoying a few of you guys out there. Because how do you know that, like I say, all those subscribers are actually, shall we say, genuine, real? Well, that's one way of doing it. Genuine, real. Because if you've got 2.5 million subscribers, when you look at the comment section never gets anywhere near that. He's got a second channel called the Rick Shields Vlog podcast thing. He's not got anywhere close to that many subscribers. I think he's sitting about 147,000. He's had that channel for yonks. He's trying everything he can to get subscribers on that channel. Because all these guys have multiple streaming platforms and revenue. Estimated worth of Rick Shields, last time I checked, was £2.54 million. We'll say that again, £2.54 million estimated worth. That'll be, it's on the public forums, you can check it for yourself. So he's a big one, but then you've got Rick Shields, you've got Peter Finch, you've got countless others that have signed up with this Performance 54, and for them to manage you, you have to give them, and in Rick Shields' case, 30% of his YouTube income. That's a lot when you break it down. 30% of 100 quid. Yeah, it's 30 quid. So, I mean, if you keep going like that, it's a lot of money. And, I mean, all of his revenue is based on 30% from the YouTube. How he separates that out, I'm not sure, but is that every channel? Good question. I'm not sure. I think it might be. I think it's total ad revenue, then he pays 30% to them. James Robinson, other people, there's other, the Jazzy Golfer, she's on there as well. They're all 40%, 45%. It's like a Dragon's Den thing. Top Bloke Golf, he covered this as well as myself numerous times. But in general, like I say, most people out there aren't really digging or don't really care. They're just, they don't care. But the thing is that the question mark for me is, if these guys are signing up for a Performance 54 management company, and they're paying that amount of money, 30%, 40%, 45%, whatever percentage they come up with. Well, like I say, that's how they get the good guests on, because they're all affiliated with a management company, so you get the likes of Tommy Fleetwood, Ian Poulter playing rounds with you, things like that, right? Yeah, that's fair enough. That's part of it. But then the other part of it is back to the sports washing. There's no ifs, buts, maybes about this. And then the question mark is, if you suddenly gain all these subscribers and it just goes platinum, build, and the numbers start going through the roof. Now, Rick Shields was the first one to really go bonkers. They said on their website, and I'll probably put the website up again, they were going to make him the biggest YouTuber in the world. Funny that, because golfing YouTuber. Funny that, because he just about is now. Listen, it's questions that should be getting asked at Google headquarters, not some guy sitting in the house filming a video. And then Peter Finch is the next one who's going stratospheric with his subs. And again, it's not difficult for Google to check all these channels and audit them, because you check the IP, because every subscriber that subscribes has got an IP. You can't hide that. So if you're generating thousands of emails and client subscribers on the one IP, then that's a flag, a massive red flag. And that's what, bulk subscribing. And if you did 100 if you had a bank of people, 10, 20, and they were doing 100 times the 10, that's 1,000 times that every day. Well, it's not undoable, is it? I mean, and if they just subscribe, and then occasionally, you see where I'm getting here. So these things are boosted artificially, not by real subscribers. But then, of course, the algorithm of YouTube kicks in because it goes, oh, we're getting loads of new subscribers here. We better start pushing the channel so that it basically is at the top of the list. So everybody who clicks on YouTube goes, oh, there's Rich Shields or Peter Fincher, whoever, and we'll watch that. And then that generates more and more traction, etc. And then eventually the people who are setting up these things hope that the traction will automatically sort of keep going. But the problem that highlights it, and I've highlighted it loads of times, is lack of comments in the comments section, lack of interaction, apart from his actual subscriber base that's real, who he's had because he had a lot of subscribers. The other one to watch now is Mark Crossfield, because he was struggling along there with a lot of subscribers, but not a lot. Now he's jumped from what he had, 394,000 subscribers. He had nowhere near that, and all of a sudden he's suddenly got that's another thing that Google should be looking at, red flags for like exponential growth. Now that's fair enough if you're trending and you can see, because Google can see pretty quickly that not only are you a new subscriber, but Google can actually tell where you are. So let's just take a YouTuber who's gone crazy and blown out of proportion, and now Russell Brand, and they're saying that he's the new conspiracy theory, and he's the new Jeff Rogan, all that, Josh Rogan. But that's not the case, because he's actually grown that over time, and he's got traction because people are clicking from all over the place to follow and subscribe him. So it's not just one location in the world, you get me? It's like all over the place. And loads of people are subscribing. America, England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, France, Italy, all these, right? You get where I'm coming from. America. So they're all like tuning in to watch his shows. He's now got 5.7 million subscribers, and obviously they're saying that Russell Brand put a video out today saying that he's going to need to watch because he reckons that there's a lot of pressure on him now, more so, and they're trying to shut him down because freedom of speech, and if he says stuff out of line, then it could all go the other way. But that's where I sit with it. It doesn't sit well. And I think, I did call that, and I said that, look, if you were looking at the records and you wanted to this is the time to distance yourself from things that you think are like atrocious. And people are calling the people out for signing and taking the money. So, it's not a good look to just sit there and go, well, I'll just stick with that same management company because, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. But, yeah, you're not doing anything wrong, but you're associating yourself with something that doesn't look good. And like I say, the big companies, huge companies like Nike and everybody, is distancing themselves, taking themselves away from these areas. And you've got to ask yourself why. That's really the warning signs that something's afoot, when big companies start to really pull out and distance themselves from certain things. And they do it in a subtle way. Like, it's in the background, it's happening, but it's not pushed forward. So that's been it. I know it's been a long chat and a run through the timeline of what's actually been going on in sport. But it shows you that this whole sports washing thing isn't going away. If anything, it's building momentum. And more sources are getting dragged into this. And whether you agree with me or not, or you think I'm like a mad conspiracist theory guy, I would suggest that I am totally 50-50 on this. And if he has got genuinely 2.5 million subscribers and Peter Finch's exponential growth is actually genuine and Mark Crossfield's sudden explosion of women subscribers is actually genuine, then that's great. But I want them to prove that. I want YouTube to prove it, and I want Google to prove it, and I want the actual channels to go, well, we're pretty sure we've not done anything. Well, if you haven't done anything, you guys, come out and say that you haven't done anything. You've not approached any companies to buy subscribers. There are ways of buying subscribers. It's one way to get your channel struck right off because you're not supposed to. I just think that the transparency needs to come out. Auditing is the way to go. So that everyone on the platform knows that they're all playing by the rules. Because if you look at all the other channels that are out there, they're either standing still or reducing, because people get bombarded with ring the bell notifications and all that. You'll get fed up with that. Things like that. So you maybe unsubscribe, because again, the bigger the channel, the easier it is to find the channel, right? So why subscribe to the channel if the channel's huge? Because you'll always find it, because it's that big. It's at the top of every list. That's my logic with it anyway. So I'm not 100% on it either way, but well, you tell me what you think about it all. Are you thinking that, yeah, it's looking like it's not great and something needs to be done, or are you just thinking, nah, it's alright, I don't think there's anything in it? Comment below. Yeah, like I say, this channel's all for charity. Macmillan Help the Heroes in Shelter UK. Thanks for watching.